Chapter 3 The Evidence of the Valet. The American was succeeded by the pale Englishman with the inexpressive face, whom Poirot had already noticed on the day before. He stood waiting very correctly. Poirot motioned him to sit down. "You are, I understand, the valet of M. Ratchett?" "Yes, sir." "Your name?" "Edward Henry Masterman." "Your age?" "39." "And your home address?" "21 Friars Street, Clerkenwell." "You have heard that your master had been murdered?" "Yes, sir, a very shocking occurrence." "Will you now tell me, please, at what hour you last saw M. Ratchett?" The valet considered. "It must have been about 9 o'clock, sir, last night, or a little after." "Tell me in your own words exactly what happened." "I went into Mr. Ratchett as usual, sir, and attended to his wants." "What were your duties exactly?" To fold or hang up clothes, sir, put his dental plate in water, and see that he had everything he wanted for the night." "Was his manners much the same as usual?" The valet considered a moment. "Well, sir, I think he was upset." "In what way upset?" "Over a letter he'd been reading. He asked me if it was I who put it in his apartment. Of course I told him I hadn't done any such thing, but he swore at me and found fault with everything I did." "Was that unusual?" "Oh, no, sir. He lost his temper easily, as I say. It just depended on what had happened to upset him." "Did your master ever take a sleeping draught?" Dr. Constantine leaned forward a little. "Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise." "Do you know what drug he was in the habit of taking?" "I couldn't say, I'm sure, sir. There was no name on the bottle, just the sleeping draught to be taken at bedtime." "Did he take it last night?" "Yes, sir. I poured it in a glass, and put it on top of the toilet table for him." "You didn't actually see him drink it?" "No, sir." "What happened next?" "I asked if there was anything further, and also asked what time he would like to be called in the morning. He said he didn't want to be disturbed till he rang." "Was that usual?" "Quite usual, sir. When he was ready to get up, he used to ring the bell for the conductor and then send him for me." "Was he usually an early or a late riser?" "It depended, sir, on his mood. Sometimes he'd get up for breakfast, sometimes he wouldn't get up until just on lunch-time." "So that you weren't alarmed when the morning wore on, and no summons came?" "No, sir." "Did you know that your master had enemies?" "Yes, sir." The man spoke quite unemotionally. "How do you know?" "I heard him discussing some letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen." Had you an affection for your employer, Masterman?" Masterman's face became, if possible, even more inexpressive than it was normally. "I should hardly like to say that, sir. He was a generous employer." "But you didn't like him?" "Shall we put it that I didn't care very much for an American, sir?" "Have you ever been to America?" "No, sir." "Do you remember reading in the paper of the Armstrong kidnapping case?" A little color came into the man's cheeks. "Yes, indeed, sir. A little baby girl, wasn't it? A very shocking affair." "Did you know that your employer, Mr. Ratchett, was the principal instigator in that affair?" "No, indeed, sir." The valet's tone had positive warmth and feeling for the first time. "I can hardly believe it, sir." "Nevertheless, it is true. Now to pass your own movements last night. A matter of routine, you understand. What did you do after leaving your master?" "I told Mr. McQueen, sir, that the master wanted him. Then I went to my own compartment and read." "Your compartment was the second one, sir, next to the dining car." Poirot was looking at his plan. "I see. And you had which berth?" "The lower one, sir." "That is number 4?" "Yes, sir." "Is there anyone in it with you?" "Yes, sir." "A big Italian fellow. Does he speak English?" "Well, a kind of English, sir." The valet's tone was deprecating. "He's been in America, Chicago, I understand. Do you and he talk much together?" "No, sir. I prefer to read." Poirot smiled. He could visualize the scene, the large, voluble Italian, and the snub direct administered by the gentleman. "And what, may I ask, are you reading?" he inquired. "At present, sir, I am reading Love's Captive, by Mrs. Arabella Richardson. A good story? I found it highly enjoyable, sir." "Well, let us continue. You returned to your compartment and read Love's Captive till when?" "At about 10:30, sir. This Italian wanted to go to bed, so the conductor came and made the beds up." "And then you went to bed and to sleep?" "I went to bed, sir, but I didn't sleep." "Why didn't you sleep?" "I had the toothache, sir." "Oh, la, that is painful. Most painful, sir. Did you do anything for it?" "I put a little oil of cloves, sir, which relieved the pain a little, but I was still not able to get some sleep. I turned on the light above my head and continued to read, to take my mind off it, as it were." "And did you not go to sleep at all?" "Yes, sir. I dropped off about 4 in the morning." "And your companion, the Italian fellow?" "Oh, he just snored." He did not leave the compartment at all during the night?" "No, sir. Did you?" "No, sir." "Did you hear anything during the night?" "I don't think so, sir. Nothing unusual, I mean. The train being at a standstill made it all very quiet." Poirot was silent a moment or two, then he spoke. "Well, I think there is very little more to be said. You cannot throw any light upon the tragedy?" "I'm afraid not. I'm sorry, sir. As far as you know, was there any quarrel or bad blood between your master and Mr. McQueen?" "Oh, no, sir. Mr. McQueen was a very pleasant gentleman." "Where were you in service before you came to Mr. Ratchett?" "With Sir Henry Tomlinson, sir, in Grosvenor Square." "Why'd you leave him?" "He was going to East Africa, sir, and did not require my services any longer, but I am sure he will speak for me, sir. I was with him some years." "And you have been with Mr. Ratchet how long?" "Just over 9 months, sir." "Thank you, master man. By the way, are you a pipe smoker?" "No, sir. I only smoke cigarettes. Gaspers, sir." "Thank you, that will do." Poirot gave him a nod of dismissal. The valet hesitated a moment. "You'll excuse me, sir, but the elderly American lady is in what I might describe as a state, sir. She's saying she knows all about the murder. She's in a very excitable condition, sir." "In that case," said Poirot, smiling, "we had better see her next." "Shall I tell her, sir? She's been demanding to see someone in authority for a long time. The conductor's been trying to pacify her." "Send her to us, my friend," said Poirot. "We will listen to her story now."